My research is looking at cystic fibrosis. This is a really serious inherited disease, and at the minute treatment is limited. In my research I'm looking at identifying novel drugs that could prove beneficial in the long term for treatment of such patients. My research feeds into everything that I do at the university. So although I'm directly involved in doing this research, I'm also a teacher at the university. So I teach at undergraduate and postgraduate level. And that means that my teaching is research-led, which is one of the main aims of the University of Sheffield, to have research-led teaching.
When I was at school, Dr. Robson came in and did a talk to us as biology students about the research she's doing in the Biomedical Sciences department about cystic fibrosis. And I actually found it so interesting that I applied to the Nuffield Research Placement Scheme, which gave me the opportunity to work with her for 4 weeks on her research with other undergraduate students. I then took the project that I'd done with Dr. Robson to the National Science and Engineering Competition, where I actually ended up winning first place and the title of UK Young Scientist of the Year 2015. For someone in my position, Dr. Robson is a really strong female role model in science and has actually encouraged me and inspired me to actually pursue research further in my medical degree and hopefully to combine a career as a clinician and a researcher in the future.
So one of the best things about being an academic at the university and being involved in teaching is having an ability to make a difference to the students. I really believe in challenging them at all levels, and some of the things that I teach them are quite difficult to get to grips with, and I can see that sometimes they're struggling at the beginning, but by the time I get to the end it's fantastic when you see them suddenly the light dawns and you know that they've got it. You can see their faces light up. It's absolutely fantastic to know that you've made a difference in terms of their learning and their understanding.
I was initially quite anxious going into a university lab for the first time, especially seeing as I hadn't had any experience like that before. But I was really lucky to find that Dr. Robson was really approachable, and if anything went wrong in the lab or if there was something I didn't understand, I could always go and ask questions and she would explain it at a level that I understood. And I was able then to build up my knowledge to where it is today, which I found was really excellent.
So actually being approachable is one of the key things about being a teacher. Your students have to feel that you're approachable because they are going to have questions and they have to be able to feel comfortable to going and talking to you and asking those questions. So that's really important. I also believe that it's important to enhance the learning experience, and we've got lots of options at Sheffield for doing that. So I use something called lecture capture, which means that my lectures are recorded and the students can look at them afterwards, and they find that really helpful. I also use things like the Google Plus communities, so we set up discussion groups that we feed into as academic members of staff, but the students feed into as well. So there's that great interaction that exists between the staff and the students, and it's a real kind of friendly collegiate feeling, and we know that when we do our teaching we're making a difference to those students and we're really able to enhance their learning and understanding.